and stuck it out for a couple of months. A couple of months will be the
Here we go. We are live. Give me 1 second.
I am Latoya Benton. Xavier Hill was my son. He was murdered by the state police on January the 9th, 2021.
Jamal Byrd. He was murdered by DC Metropolitan Police in their custody. He died in their custody, and they claim that they don't know what happened. They had no business arresting him.
This is Life After the Impact, a podcast for impacted families by impacted families that focuses on what happens after the media, the lawyers, and the activists are gone. Impacted families are left to face the loss of a loved one to police-sponsored violence. We will focus on their continued fight for justice and how you can get involved.
Just walks away. Watch a police take another life today. Leaving loved ones torn, nothing left to say. Candles burning, all we do is pray.
Good evening. My name is Roxanne Johnson. My son, Jamal Byrd, was killed by DC Metropolitan Police October the 1st of 2019. Here's my co-host.
Good evening, you guys. My name is Latoya Benton. My son is Xavier Hill. He was killed at age 18 by Virginia State Police. Tonight, we are honored to have with us on guest star, Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Good evening. My name is Kathy Scott-Lykes. I'm the mother of Jarvis Lykes, who was murdered by a Georgia State Trooper on December 29, 2017, here in Columbus, Georgia. He was 35 years old when he was murdered while on his way to work.
And so we're having a little bit of technical difficulty with our video this evening. So Ms. Lykes might be in and out of being visible. But Ms. Lykes, tell us what happened. What happened when your son was taken from us by the police?
On December 29, 2017, Jarvis had just left home at 9:26 p.m. on his way to work. And en route, there was a DUI checkpoint in the direction he was going. This here is on New Year's Eve weekend, this Friday night. So Jarvis decided to turn around in a closed business section to go in an alternate direction that could have still gotten him to work on time. And the Georgia State Trooper saw Jarvis make that turn in that closed business parking lot and decided to follow him. And they ended up in a residential area in a dead-end cul-de-sac. And the state trooper pulled up behind Jarvis' car, blocked him in. He got out of his cruiser with his gun drawn on my son. Jarvis, they said, because there was no body cam or dash cam, so all we had was just what the state trooper stated happened, because there was no other police officers, no witnesses, nobody else there but him and my son. So the only statement we got actually came from the Georgia State Trooper. Anyway, he stated that Jarvis got out of his car. We don't know if any commands was given, any orders were given, and Jarvis didn't comply or anything. Again, because there was no body camera. But the state trooper said Jarvis was returning back to his vehicle. And as Jarvis was walking back towards his vehicle, the state trooper attacked Jarvis from the back of his body while he was trying to reach over inside of his car, searching for something. Anyway, he was able to get away, get the state trooper off of him. And the state trooper ran behind his cruiser, watching my son through his back windshield as Jarvis is searching for something in his car. And so Jarvis, when he came back up, he had an object in his hand, but he came up with his arms raised in the air. And the state trooper stated that he didn't know what that object was, and he shot my son in his upper shoulder, right arm. And when he shot my son, he took my son, fell to the ground. He handcuffed Jarvis in the front of his body.
Oh, gosh.
When he handcuffed Jarvis in the front of his body, he got back in his cruiser to move his cruiser back off of Jarvis' car because there was no room for him to render any type of medical aid. When he got back from moving his cruiser, Jarvis was laying on the ground unresponsive. The object that was in Jarvis' hand was his cell phone.
Oh.
And now remember, my son wrists are handcuffed in the front of his body when he's gonna try and do CPR with knowing that you just shot my son. And the bullet actually ricocheted through Jarvis' chest, hit both his lungs and his heart. And the bullet never did exit out of his body. So
what happened with the officers, Kathy?
we went to the grand jury trial. The district attorney did find probable cause to go to present it in front of grand jury. But due to lack of evidence, the grand jury decided they were not going to proceed with the criminal case, and the state trooper received a no bail, meaning he walked free. He walked free. And at that grand jury hearing, there were only 2 witnesses that testified, and that was the Georgia Bureau investigation agent and the district attorney investigator. My son's case was over within 8 hours. 8 hours. That was it. No expert witnesses were called, no outside witnesses were called, no other police officers were called. Just those 2 individuals testified in front of that grand jury. That's it. That's it. Yes.
Did you guys also file a civil suit as well?
We did have an attorney that came to our home the same week that Jarvis was murdered, wanting to take on our son's civil action lawsuit case, wrongful death lawsuit. So, you know, we retained him. He was with us for over 2 years. Listen to this. He was with us for over 2 years. From the time we went to the grand jury hearing. August of 2021, I received a phone call, and he was telling me that he felt that he wanted to withdraw from the case because the case was not winnable.
No.
After being on, for 2 years, he calls and tells us that he wants to withdraw from the case because the case was not winnable. Yes. So since that time, and we had 6 months to try and find another attorney or retain another attorney, but we came up to this day roadblock after roadblock because we found that when you have an attorney that has been on your case, and let's say that attorney have messed up, made errors, didn't make deadlines or whatever, another attorney is not going to want to correct.
Take over that, yeah.
That's right. They don't want to correct that attorney's error. So to this day, we have not had another attorney, which is one of the things that I really want is to have my son's case investigated from a federal independent third party, and I also want his case reopened with special prosecutor because we were actually I feel like we were just sold out. We were actually just sold out all kind of ways, and I feel like I'm inside of a square box trying to climb out of it because, there's never been no type of movement, no type of closure for us, no kind of peace. So that's why, as you all know me, I go hard. I go real hard because this is my passion. It's the fight that I have, that I do every day. It's fighting for our lost loved ones.
Let's talk about the current, Roxanne, you want to go ahead?
I'm good. I'm good.
Say, this is another situation, where a mother lost her son. Jarvis-Lykes, say his name.
Jarvis-Lykes.
Jarvis-Lykes.
And no accountability from people who say that they're supposed to protect us.
Right.
And when there no accountability, what we lend ourselves out to is for it to happen over and over and over again. So Ms. Likes, we're just so glad that you're here today, and we about action on this podcast. So
About
please,
that action.
we about that life. And,
About that
so
action.
tell us what actions and how we can help get justice for Jarvis.
You know, one way that I need the help is for people to please go on change.org, sign his petition, Justice for Jarvis Likes. He has a petition to help, you know, with me to secure that legal part that I need so badly, which is to have his case investigated and open up his case. You know, we reopen his case because I feel like a lot of stuff was not exposed or resolved during the trial. And I also would love for them to start, you know, I have some demands that I would love to see happen. Like right now, we are here in Georgia pushing for some House bills, hopefully, you know, to demand that state lawmakers pass legislation holding police officers accountable. And that is one thing that we are working on right now, is with the, you know, working with legislators on these. We have about 4 House bills that we are trying to push and have passed here in Georgia concerning police accountability, Ethical Policy Act, the Preventing Tragedies Between Police and Communities, and ending racial profiling. Yes. So we
Ms.
are.
Kathy, how did you guys get to the point? How did you get to that point to do a bill introduction? What did you have to do to do that?
Well, you know, like the families here in Georgia, we collectively joins together and support each other. So when somebody find out something that's going on that can help the other families, we just all share. You know, whatever we find out, we give everybody, just sending out messages. Hey, this is going on. Hey, this is going on. We need to be at the Capitol on this day, or we need to be at the Capitol on that day. Whatever is going on, or whoever get the information, we share it among each other. We don't just hold on to it for ourselves. It's not like that. No, because all of our children matter. All their lives matter. So if I can help you, you can help me. That is the way we do it here in Georgia.
Collectively.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody left behind. And the only way you get left behind is because you may be tired, you know, because this job, it do tire you out. You become weak. You have to fall back. You have to gain your strength, because this is a job and it's not easy. This is not an easy thing to deal with, you know? So we just have to keep standing in unity and solidarity, firmly fighting this fight, because we do know that one person cannot do it all by themselves. Not at all.
That's right.
And so our producer, Sophie, has put up on the screen the Justice for Jarvis. Here's not only can you go to change.org and sign that petition, do it now. And do it now while while it's fresh on your mind. And hit up a couple of your friends and tell them to do it too. They ain't doing nothing else watching TikToks. They can go to change.org. And then we had a call to action. Call the GA District Attorney, Stacey Jackson, 706-653-4336. All my GA people, Atlanta and Georgia, right?
Awesome, Miss Kathy.
Call. And then the Georgia State Attorney General, Chris Carr, blow up his phone. I think we blew up his phone.
Chris.
Chris is, I think he's in my favorites in my email, so I will definitely hit him up. And then House Representative Teddy Reeves at 478-456-1947. So these are things you could do. It take 5 minutes out of your day to make phone calls. If you get a voicemail, leave a voicemail and say, or you want justice for Jarvis Likes. You want them to investigate, do an independent investigation on this situation. That's the action for the night. That's the
It's
action.
something you could, one more time, throw up the petition as well, so if they can see the petition as well, they can sign that also. If you want to throw it on the screen one more time also. I think it's coming. There you go.
Yeah.
Guys can also go ahead on the change.org and go ahead and sign the petition for Ms. Kathy to have her case properly investigated. We all know that when our kids are killed by the police, no matter what state you are in, when they have their own internal affairs to the investigation, the case is never properly investigated. So Ms. Kathy is asking to have the case reopened and to be reinvestigated by a separate prosecutor outside of who did the prosecution earlier, to give Jarvis a fair chance with his case. As with all our kids, Jarvis had the right to life and the right to due process. Georgia State Police Department of those rights. So do you actually please assign the change.org petition as well on behalf of Ms. Kathy?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And let me just add one more thing this evening, my sisters in the struggle, right? Until we hold these people accountable, I don't think people understand that is my son, Toya's son, Ms. Lykes' son.
These are our kids.
Our village, our community is going to be impacted by this. And until we stand up as a community and decide that, nah, we tired of this, and we go vote, go march, but don't stop right there. Go and hold these people accountable. Go to a town hall meeting. Have you ever been to a town hall? Go sit in on one. It's interesting stuff going on in those places. Go to a town hall meeting. Go to a courtroom and see how the injustice is done in those courtrooms when they think nobody's watching. So that's my question. Like, let's get involved. Let's don't sit on our just sit on and say, oh well, I can't do nothing. Everybody can do something.
Absolutely.
Everyone can do something.
Absolutely.
We got picked for the struggle. We didn't want to be in the struggle, but we got picked out for it. So now here we are. And what we're asking the community to do is to join with us. If you believe it's unjust, you need to be involved in this. If it's nothing but signing change.org and doing a couple emails. Get involved.
And just to piggyback off of you too, I'm saying, you guys see Miss Kathy, she's on Facebook also. So those are just two ways. We gave you guys 2 ways you can support her, but most of us have Facebook as well. Y'all can go find her on Facebook. Stay in touch with Miss Kathy as well. Don't let tonight be the owner. You're gonna get involved. The whole point of the podcast, like Roxanne just said, so we are actively involved. Miss Kathy and the families in Georgia, everywhere, we're all actively involved. So every Tuesday, we're coming to you guys, let you know how you can actively get involved, not just tonight, but later on out also too, because the fight is continuous. It's every day.
I'll never stop. Won't, like the hip hop song say, can't stop, won't stop.
That's
can't,
right.
And it won't stop until we say no more. No more. We're done with this. We're done with this. And the other thing I wanted to just mention, we also have a Google Docs, because perhaps some of you listening are impacted families, and you want some help with getting getting some direction. We're not lawyers, we're not professional in that area, but what we can do is give you the access to the resources we do have. So there's a Google Doc on our Facebook page, Life After the Impact. And if you're an impacted family member, or someone who's impacted and they just feel stuck and they feel demoralized because they don't know what to do, or feel like they're like Miss Lykes is saying this evening, like they're stuck in a box, perhaps that we can come together in our collective knowledge base and help people move forward, because that's what it's about. We live in a country, it's a strange country we live in. Well, unfortunately, the only thing that they understand is legal stuff and bills and laws that they don't. And then if you're not connected, if you don't have you're not at the social economic level where you can afford all these high price attorneys, then you don't get access.
Case goes nowhere. You
don't get access to justice. That's bull.
Right.
Yeah. That's bull, right? And so we can change these things, but we have to work together.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because as we all know, like you said, Roxanne, we did not ask to be put in this sorority group that we are members of. We did not ask for this. We were fine the way we were living. And for someone to just take life that you gave, we birthed our babies. We were the ones that went through. Now that was a struggle and painful thing to go through.
Absolutely.
So whoever had the audacity to take our loved one away from us that we sweated and brought into this world needs to be held accountable. You need to be held accountable because all of our children lives matter, because if it didn't matter, we wouldn't have given them birth. We wouldn't have went through all of that. But so for these, everybody is getting the scripted narrative. I feared for my life. Y'all need to stop that lie. That is the biggest lie. You did not fear for your life. How do you think our loved ones felt seeing a gun barrel in their face or center mass on their chest? You don't think they feared for their life? And wondering, what did I do? What did I do? So you need to stop that false narrative of I fear for my life, because you had all the firepower around your waist, the guns, the handcuffs, the mace, everything. So how you going to fear for your life? And then you got a gun pointed at our children.
That's right.
That's a lie. You need to stop that lie.
Yeah, because
and tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
And my thing, really, I'm gonna tell y'all what the number one thing that I would love to see happen is for them to abolish qualified immunity.
Yes.
Stop protecting these police officers.
That's right.
Stop protecting these police officers.
That's right.
If we can get that, abolish that qualified immunity,
they'll stop what they're doing.
A lot of our families.
That's right.
Will be able to receive that justice and get that accountability. That we so right.
People have to understand. People have to understand too. I think the problem too is people have to understand the power that holds. And how we're not just saying that about Parliament. We have to understand how deeply ground rooted it is into systems and why it just keeps happening and it keeps going unlooked.
Yes, absolutely. And until we do what we have been doing, but we have to keep pressure. You have to keep applying pressure. You can't let up. You can't start something and then just stop. You got to be consistent in the work that you're doing.
What you're doing, right?
Exactly.
Right.
You got to be consistent. And I know you all know also, as all families know, that the strength that we receive, we know comes from God Almighty. Because if it was left up to us to do it, man, we would have been gave up. But we know that strength that we wondering where in the world we getting this strength to keep doing this kind of work. You all better look up like I do and tell him thank you, because we know that's where it's coming from.
Absolutely.
We know that is where it's coming from. So I can't stop, won't stop. I got to keep fighting. And when I'm fighting, I'm not just fighting for my son. I'm fighting for all mothers, all impacted families, because to me, all their lives matter. You know what I'm saying? And this is my passion. This is my work. This is my plan. I figured this is what God wanted me to be doing, is being on that front line, fighting this battle along with my sisters and brothers, and hoping that we will get justice and accountability. We will get victory, peace, and closure. That's all we want. That's all we want.
Accountability.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. And as you were talking about them using the excuse that they fear for their life. Now, I don't know about nobody else, but when I was a kid, I've been chased by a dog before. You fear for your life. You see a dog chasing you in their teeth growling and chasing you. I never stopped and turned and started chasing after the dog. You get
right. I kept running.
Scared for my life.
Yeah,
so you say you scared for your life, you don't turn around and chase the person.
Right.
Come on.
But that on the face of it is a bold-faced lie. We know that again, we have divine on our side. We have divine power on our side. Truth us to the earth. I don't care how you try to hide it, how you try to mix it up and make it sound, remix it and try to make it sound plausible.
Right.
Fire will never hold water. That's what I've
Mm-mm.
always been told. And so we're going to expose the truth of these things, and we're not stopping.
Yes.
I encourage everybody to develop a habit of being like the sun. Like the sun keep rising, we keep rising.
Mhm.
Amen, amen. Come on with it.
But it's achievable. It's an achievable discipline. So we
Yes.
thank you again for coming out. Justice for Jarvis. Go to
Justice for Jarvis.
Justice for Jarvis. Go to change.org. Sign that petition.
Please.
One more
Make
time.
them phone calls, y'all.
Make those
Yes.
phone calls. Make
Please.
some phone calls to these people. Let them know that y'all, we see y'all, and we
Mhm.
see y'all getting away with this. We
Right.
see, we see.
Coming forward, coming forward.
Yes, we coming for you,
Yes, sir.
coming for you. And so we're not gonna stop until justice is done.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, and I thank you guys so much for inviting me here tonight and speaking with you guys. It always is good to speak and see other mothers. It's just the fact that we collectively understand each other, whereas others don't, who have not experienced this type of situation that we are in. And anytime we are able to speak and share whatever knowledge we have, that is very helpful to all the families. You don't ever think just a little bit of something could be the biggest thing that somebody needs. So I appreciate you ladies. I thank you so much for having me on your show, and we will continue this fight together.
Right, you guys, like I said, you guys, be sure to follow Miss Kathy on Facebook. And I'll let tonight be the only night you follow her as far as the call to action is concerned. As you all heard, there are several bills that they are pushing in Georgia that have passed. You can go onto her page as well to follow that. I know she posts on her page all the time what the bills are and where they're currently at in the House. So it's important to, like she said, you gotta stay consistent. You're not gonna hear news the next day, you might hear the next week, but it's important to stay consistent to the task that is at hand. So go on Ms. Kathy's page, her change.org, make those phone calls. Justice for Jarvis.
Justice for Jarvis.
Hi, ladies. I
Justice
just
for
want to say my name's Delisa Davis. I'm not a mother, but my brother was killed by a police officer in 2014. And Kathy, I just wanted to say I'm with you. I'm here because of you. And I do intend to call the numbers that you've put on this show tonight. And I love you, Kathy. You've helped me in more ways than you can ever know. And I love you, and I will continue to stand by you and believe I will be calling those numbers in the morning.
Yes, make that
Thank
phone
you,
call.
Lisa.
I
Thank you
will.
so
I
much,
definitely
Lisa.
will.
I love you too, girl.
Yeah, I miss my brother. I miss him.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. And we still calling his name too. We
Yep,
still call
Kevin Davis.
We still
Yeah.
call Kevin Davis' name as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We
Yeah.
say them all. We call all of them.
They all
you.
our kids, y'all. We're villages.
That's
We're a
right.
village together, yeah.
We
Yes.
call all of them. Thank you, Lisa.
All right.
You're welcome, love.
Until next time, this is Life After the Impact. Remember, you can get involved in this fight for justice too. Until next time, peace and good night.